Welcome to the Fallout Interview Sessions. This is where we have in-depth conversations with diverse individuals from all over the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable Interview Sessions. Today we'll be talking to the President of the United States, President Dash.
Good morning, America.
All right, Sassy, I'm going to hand it over to you because you got most of the questions going on, and I'm going to kind of hang back, and if I have something interesting, I might ask. Maybe. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring our favorite President Dash on today. President, leader of the Enclave.
Of course.
To talk to us and give us his thoughts on how Appalachia is doing and what are we going to be foreseeing in the future for how Appalachia should be run, I guess, and what are we looking forward towards? What are we going to be expecting as far as our future as Appalachians?
Well, let me just say Appalachia is running great. It's great. It's spectacular. One of the biggest economies I've seen post-nuclear fallout. It's huge. You know, I've had people come up to me and they say, "Oh, Mr. Dash, wow, you're amazing. Your economy in Appalachia is huge. It's amazing." You know, like, "Oh, please come to Pennsylvania," or "Please come to North Carolina," and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah. So we're definitely looking to expand outside the region. But I can say that for sure we are doing wonderful. There are, of course, some issues here and there, but most of them are, minor footnotes. A couple terrorists here and there, but, nothing really that you guys should be concerned about.
Terrorists. Tell us about these terrorists. No, we really should. We should know about these. What terrorists are you referring to?
Well, for starters, you have your random rapscallions, the people who are stuck in the 80s, you should say. Those leather coat-wearing hooligans, the what do they call themselves? The Blood Falcons, the Blood Eagles, I want to say.
Blood Eagles, yes.
Yeah, those.
Big Raider group, yeah.
Yeah, and then, of course, there's your
their
standard...
leather and spikes.
Yes, it's very much tacky. And then, of course, you have your usual successionists, the zealots over at Atlas. And I think last we checked, we had some reports of some free staters, I believe is what they call themselves in the mire.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have your occasional warlord coming around. Those types claim to be part of the U.S., but, they're not us. So you know for sure that they're not the real deal. But, they'll dress up in olive drab or under the banner of the E, but they're all cronies.
So there's fake Enclave, you're saying?
Of course, yeah. Typically, they're just a bunch of warlords. They spout out a bunch of nonsense. But again, it's a case-by-case basis. I haven't interacted with all of them, but there have been the occasional sorts. Typically, it's just some remnants from Santiago's crew that are more vindictive than anything.
Okay.
But nothing to be concerned of.
All right. So tell us about trade. How is trade coming?
The economy is amazing. Now, there have been some supply lane issues. We haven't been importing anything, which is a bit of an issue. I was under the impression that America could support itself better than, we have been. But that's not too big of an issue. We got some factories up. Most of the mining has been done by conscription, but nothing really too terrible. Putting the prisoners to good use, making sure that they can serve their country well. Food has been actually doing very well. We started growing animals and
was that conscription I heard?
Yes. We are making good use of the 15th Amendment.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yes. As a punishment, it can be used. So we are taking advantage of that very much so.
Why should we feed them and house them and clothe them without getting something back?
They broke the law. We broke their back. That's our motto here. Well, not our motto. That's the punitive system's motto. But yes, no. We've also been growing outstanding food. Recently, I was monitoring some recruits over in McClintock and was having this most delicious panda ramen. It's we grew panda bears, and we prepare them, put them in the soup, and it was delicious. One of the best things about having advantage to all sorts of genetic stock is you get to enjoy the real delicacies.
Is that what's going on at Arkham?
Arkham?
The drug company up there.
Arctos.
Arctos,
Oh,
yeah. Is that
yeah,
is that what it is?
yeah.
Batman on
Arkham
the
sounds
brain.
like a shitty name for an asylum in a
It is.
stupid
You should think
superhero
about
movie.
that.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I do need to go and change up that asylum. Last I checked, it was converted to some militia's fortress.
I think it's a fort now.
Yeah, it's what it is. We can just
You probably
go in
should
there.
save it for the crazy people. There's quite a few of them out there.
Well, they seem to have put themselves in the asylum, so good on them.
Not those
but yes,
crazy
no.
people. I meant the other ones. The red ones.
Which
the red
ones?
scaly ones.
The red ones. Communist. The ghouls.
Well, we probably have plenty of those too. Yeah, the
yeah.
scaly ones with the green spikes.
Oh, the scorched aren't an issue.
No?
I'll tell you what it is. It's propaganda put up by the Brotherhood. They're going to come around. They're going to take away your guns. You know, they're going to do it under the guise of, "Ooh, we need them to fight the Scorched," or "Ooh, you don't need them." No, the Scorched aren't an issue. It's them just making a mess out of a small laboratory experiment gone wrong, and then saying that it's going to be the end of the world, and there are these giant dragons that fly around, and they're going to eat you. You know, it's just a bunch of
But
poppycock.
I've seen these dragons.
No, you haven't.
Haven't you? Oh, no, I'm sure I have.
No, you haven't.
Really?
Next, you're going to be saying that there's aliens. Like, for real. Like, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
But I saw there was this
No.
glowing,
You saw
hovering...
a weather balloon and some kids playing dress up as aliens for Halloween.
Wow, I don't know, man.
Yeah, they came around for
kind of hard to miss
October.
those flapping bat wings.
Right. I mean, you can hear them for miles before they get to you, and then
That's the
that green stuff they spit out all over everything.
Listen, the toxin, it's just wear a mask. That's all you have to do, and it's not an issue. Wear a mask, and you're fine. Just wear a mask.
I'm so tired of masks.
Oh my god. Well, luckily, if you don't want to wear a mask, we have plenty of facilities where you can come in, take off your mask, and take a nice nap.
No.
Hospitals. But yeah. Any questions in that regard?
Sure. Healthcare. Are you providing healthcare for everyone?
Yes. So recently there have been some legal battles. So stim packs are actually something that's coming up for debate. So the main issue and the fear right now is the massive production of stim packs is leading to a decrease in jobs for medics and people within our medical department. And after a large donation from a pact, I have decided to make the decision that we are going to be cutting down on stim pack production in favor of more traditional healthcare packages. This will allow people to keep their jobs while at the same time falling back to what made our nation great, bloodletting. So in the future, don't be surprised if you come across more unorthodox medical treatment. The quality stuff will be allowed for people who pay, but as for people who are more low income, they will be gifted with the opportunity to enjoy our more old-fashioned packages.
Sure. Okay. So we're going to go back to more holistic.
Yes, holistic approach. Yes.
Okay.
Eastern medicine. It's great.
So I assume you're talking about leeches for the bloodletting?
No, we have something else for that. It's
Oh.
very interesting. Yeah, we basically transmit the blood into these blood packs, and then we can, use those to analyze how your health is going.
Sounds
as well
pretty
as other
barbaric
things.
to me there, Mr. President. I'm sorry to
No,
say.
no. Listen. We do it in a sterile room.
Is this what the
listen.
auto docs do? Is this what?
No. Listen, the auto docs, symptomatics, they're fine. Just please remember that they need Wi-Fi in order to work. So don't try to put a tinfoil covering over any of them or anything. That would just blow it up. But yes, no.
Oh, wait, we're getting Wi-Fi. Any plans for cable?
Cable, yes. We have our new show up and coming, provided that the host of it doesn't irritate me. Last one, we actually had plans to do a radio show, but the host, let's just say he was fired.
Are we currently auditioning for hosts?
Yeah, based on how this new one is going and some of the remarks he's making, he might be let go soon. So
Is he
you know,
just not sticking to the script, or?
that's part of it, and also he told me that my suit was tacky, so yeah. He's
That's
a
a major faux pas.
vertibird flight that's going to be arriving shortly.
Oh, vertibirds. We have vertibirds now, huh?
Oh, we always did. It's just, you know, commercially, they're not really that available. But we are planning on marketing them for the general public soon in the third economic quarter of next year, I believe. So that should be a marvelous experience.
So, Miami in the future?
Perhaps. Still need to clean up the issue down there.
Hey, New Vegas, maybe?
New Vegas.
What
happened to the old one? What happened to the old Vegas?
Old Vegas got nuked.
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Well, it didn't get nuked. It's now owned by Mr. House. Are you not familiar?
Mr. House? Listen, Mr. House, Robert is a fink. You know, from what I've read, yeah, and from what I've heard from my father, is he was a stuck-up rich kid who inherited his money from inhumane means and merely pretended to be this magnificent genius. He didn't build any of what he built. You know, the people under him, they built it, as well as the generous donations that us as the government gave him. The money, the government, was what helped him out.
Isn't that the story of most rich people?
Yes,
rich
but
families.
The difference is he said some mean things about the government. So we're kind of going to be, you know, not really throwing him under the bus per se. I swear to God, I am going to murder one of my secretaries. I'm terribly sorry about that. But on the flip side, listen, we are just selectively unveiling the truth on certain figures who have wronged us. And it's not blackmail or throwing them under the bus. It's just how we handle the truth.
Okay. All right. So we've covered.
Would that be by not using it?
Please repeat that.
I think he stated you'd be revealing the truth by not using it. Was that what you said?
We use the truth in a lot of our content. Just sometimes it's
in a lot of the content.
Just sometimes it's bent, sometimes it's altered, sometimes it's cloned, and then we make heavy alterations to it. But the truth is still there. It's a whiff of the truth.
Okay.
Whiff.
A whiff of
Whiff.
the truth. Okay.
Whiff.
So I assume we have what, newspaper publications now, radio?
Yeah, there are some small newspapers, a couple radio stations up. There's still one we need to take down. Some irritating woman is broadcasting from this frequency. I think her name is like Nellie or Nacy or something. Yeah, no. Really want a return to traditional American music, because this new stuff, the stuff that's telling you about how bad the coal miners had it and all that stuff, that's just baloney. You know, let's be real here.
Well,
second,
do you know how bad the coal miners had it? I mean,
all I'm saying is the second that we were going to replace them with robots, they were then complaining about how much they love their job. So it really couldn't be that bad. You know,
well,
if you are going to complain about your job,
they were saying they loved their job. I think they were just saying that they needed a job.
Okay, well then they can work. Join the army.
Join the army. Okay.
Yeah, that's an idea for you. You know,
sure. Yeah,
swing an axe around all day, or you got the muscles for it. Join the army.
Sure. I mean, as long as they're offered a job.
Oh yeah.
I think that maybe, possibly, joining the army might be a better solution than working in a mine and getting cancer or being buried alive. Something like that.
That's their problem.
Attacked by creatures that live in the mine.
Yeah, we don't need that. We have robots now, and we have conscripts, so we really don't need miners.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have communications. Have you considered I mean, you talked about expanding outside of Appalachia one day. Is it on your agenda to maybe go back to Washington someday and
Yes,
trying to
that's
recover
the
that?
idea. Scans in the region have pinpointed that the White House is ash, which is a mild inconvenience, but I'm sure we can get someone to build it up and make it more glorious than it
All
was
those
before.
conscripts and miners.
Oh yeah, of course. And then we have automation.
True.
We just talk about that as the automated construction and raw materials gathering, because a lot of the security guards for those conscripts are automated. So we can't say it's an automated workforce. Just the automation is doing another part of that. So it's automated.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
yes, no. So we're going to go to DC. It's going to be great. Build back the White House. Get some rad sweepers in the region. I heard that there might be some mutants, but I think that's just hogwash. Like
Because
the idea.
they don't
of-
exist, right?
Yeah, the mutants exist. Yeah, no, that happened. But no, the whole thing about the whole mutants being everywhere thing, that's too unrealistic. Listen, like West Tech, they had their access here. That's not something that's going to be an issue other places,
But what if they were doing experiments in multiple places?
Oh, they were. But I'm confident that they were smart about how they kept them, because I trust the American industrial system.
You do.
Yes, I have full faith that
Okay.
we would not let super mutants roam around, or we would not leave large tanks of special sauce, so to speak, just around for people to be knocked into by a robotic arm. That's just
Or
in bad
just
faith.
trip and fall into as they're
Yeah.
wandering the wasteland, searching for
Yeah.
food.
Okay. Listen, if you're searching for food, then grow your own food. Get off your ass. Stop stealing from the local Walmart. Not the Walmart. What are they called?
The Super Duper Mart.
Yeah, that thing.
I'll
Stop
edit
stealing
that
from
part
that.
out.
What do you mean edit?
You
And
can take the
they'll
Walmart out.
actually grow for once. Plant in the ground, plant American vegetables, plant American fruits, get American animals, and grow your own food. It's not that hard, people. Any other questions?
Yeah. How did President Dash become President Dash?
Were you elected?
Yes, of course I was elected. I was unanimous, actually. So we were clearing out the main. So left Vault 76. We had a large group of people that I got to follow me because I had some information about the location of the previous military installation that my father was at. Went there, entire thing. It was a disaster, but luckily, with my sheer brilliance, I was able to clean it up. We stormed it. Arrived there, found my father. Apparently, he had biometric codes to the entire security system, which I commandeered, so to speak. So I was in control of the entire facility, and then asked, "Let's vote for president." And everyone unanimously voted for me, which was amazing. It's good to see that they had full faith in me. That I was a good leader. After all, I already had control of the facility. It just made sense for me to become the acting representative of the people.
So you found your father. He was alive in this facility?
That's an excellent question. We don't know. We know he's not anymore. But essentially he was stuck in cryostasis, which I know sounds science fiction, but we had some people working on it in Boston. But he was there, and he was kind of alive, kind of not. I decided the merciful thing to do was pull the plug. Figured that as the son, I should be the one to make that call. So pulled the plug, and then assumed control. And then I was elected, and then just kind of carried on since. And it was great. It was amazing. Hadn't had an issue since.
Are you utilizing Modus, perhaps?
Yeah, Modus is interesting. So they can be very unnerving to some people, and I myself have had numerous nightmares. But on the flip side, we have found that Modus has been very cooperative with some of our efforts. There's been the occasional time a member has spilled some fluid on the console, and then they've been promptly sanitized, so to speak. But it's once or twice. It's not that big of a deal. But Modus has been very, again, cooperative. They've been great. Love their work. They have been very effective in sort of managing a more backup bunker. We plan to scrap Modus. I've already told Modus this, and they're fine with it. We're going to scrap Modus, turn the entire bunker into a history museum once this whole nuclear devastation thing gets blown away. And it's not too big of a deal. We're just going to turn it into a history museum. We're going to get some Protectrons, dress them up like Eckharts, and they're going to tell everyone how great I am and what an amazing job I did. That'll be great.
And Modus is okay with that.
Yes, Modus has said some things that some of the people have said were a warning sign. I don't think so. He's only said that we've been expecting it would come to this, which is like, in my book, I think that's cute for he knows this is going to happen, and he's thankful that I gifted. I am going to murder all my secretaries. I'll be right back.
Gonna murder his secretary.
Oh God. Okay. Word of advice: grenades are not great for close quarter combat.
Oh no, I wouldn't have expected that.
The vice president is a little crispy now, but don't worry, we got her taken care of. But anyway, Modus just said we expected it would come to this, and I think he's just saying, sorry, they were just saying that they're happy with their existence, and they're like all organic creatures, or not organic, all sentient. I don't even know if they're sentient. Can we get an expert on that? I don't know. They're willing to die to serve the greater good. I don't see an issue with that.
Well,
I hope so. I hope so for your
if
sake.
I wasn't President Dash, I'd want to be President Dash because that guy rocks. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to be President Dash?
I know.
We've been joined by Maverick. It looks like driving. Do you have any questions, Mav?
No, I'm not driving. I've just been sitting here listening.
Oh, well, I saw you were you're in your truck life. So, got any questions for the president here, who is obviously making our lives so much better?
I know.
Where's my electric car?
Electric car. Fusion, you mean?
Fusion.
Obviously.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Fusion.
Did you put in an order for one?
I did.
Huh. Okay. I will tell you what. We will send a compensation letter to you. Currently, the factories are overrun by tiny little mole things. We're getting a team to clear them out real quick, but once those moles are dealt with, it happens like every day. They just pop up, and it's like a little alarm goes off, and I swear to God, it's so tedious. We don't even know where they come from at this point. But no. We're getting factories worked on. It's perfectly fine. Do you want your compensation? What do you want then? Actual money or that trash you people use?
Probably that trash because it's currency right now. I mean,
Okay.
eventually you'll probably want to switch over.
Yeah. Will you be introducing new currency?
Oh, that's the ideal with the gold. But given that only 3 people have used gold bars as currency within the past 2 years it's been released, like our census takers were actually a little bit hurt that only that number. Because I'm not even saying like 3 out of a certain amount of people. I mean, literally 3. We got like 1 guy in Foundation, apparently a robot in Creator, which I don't even know if that counts at this point, and then 1 roving trader, and she accepts gold. So given the fact that nobody's taking gold, I think that was a poor decision. I don't know who came up with that. Apparently trash is still the predominant method. So what we'll probably do is just regulate the market more. We'll just force people to convert, add on a tax. And then if they want to convert back for whatever reason, they can be taxed more. And I think that'd be great. That way we get what we want. And that way we also get what we want with people using actual currency. And then you people can just adjust and you guys can change.
So gold is the preferred currency? Gold
No,
bars?
we're using pre-war USD.
Oh. Ooh, I've thrown all that away.
Oh, shame.
I've probably thrown away millions at this point.
Right. We could have been rich. I'll have to
Oh,
stick
well,
to my
then.
caps.
All right, then. Well, whenever you want to buy something, you can just convert.
What about
Yeah, so-
education?
Oh,
Will they be
education.
reopening
Great.
the schools for the children?
Given the state of things, we think it's wisest that the military-industrial complex merges with public education. So any child who wants an education can enlist in our Future Patriots of America project and get a more well-rounded education that consists of marksmanship, patriotism, maritime history, wilderness survival, American politics, basically just, who is the good guys and who are the bad guys, keeping it simple for the kids. As well as, SWAT tactics, helping them with bonding and making sure they get a full-fledged diet of food, water. We want to make sure they're getting enough protein, fat, buff out, and all that stuff to, fully make sure that they grow up as proper Americans. And that way, they're ready to begin their employment at any one of our garrisons. If the children display a knack for science, then we always have the R&D department open for them, as well as any child who wishes to lead their fellow patriots in battle. We can stuff them in the officer corps.
Okay. So are there any elections on the horizon?
No.
Is anyone
Next question.
That's
I don't
a
see what's
no.
funny about that.
That's a no. Well, I didn't know if anyone was interested in running opposed to you.
I don't see why
Maybe
anyone would.
somebody thought
And if
maybe
they
could
were,
do a
then more
better
than
job.
likely they are a traitor, because here's the thing, I've done nothing but help this country. So if you want to run against me, that tells me that you understand that I'm doing a better job than you could. That means you want America to fail. That means you don't like America. That means you're a terrorist. So that means you shouldn't run in the first place.
I could follow that reasoning, that
Yeah.
logic.
I think that's great logic.
I don't know about great logic, but I can follow it.
All right, we'll be right back after this break. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found. Welcome back, everyone. Back to the show.
So back to the non-existent bats.
Yes.
What are you going to do about those?
If there were bats that sprung up, we would just send a... Yeah, listen. Bats are hard to fight. And I should know. Because one time a bat got into my office, and I just kind of stood in the corner while fending off against it with a lamppost, calling in my Secret Service. So realistically, I don't know how you would fight a bat, but I'm sure someone under me knows, and then I could just have them do it.
Well, I'm not sure that these bats that we're talking about would fit in your office.
It was like a bat that was like 5 feet wide.
Not
I don't know
mutated?
measurements. No, I think it escaped from one of the facilities.
Or was it Mothman?
Mothman.
Giant
No. We've had one of those show up in one of the churches, which is very concerning. We have all faiths chapel because legally we have to. And then we saw, one of the, some of the new guys, they were dressed in really poorly constructed robes. Apparently they dissected one of their classmates and offered them up. Moth appeared, ate both of them, and then just started staring at one of the lamps. We got security to come in, cleaned it up. The moth is in containment. But yeah, no, we've had...
Awesome. That sounds
That's
good.
what this nation was founded on. The belief that all of our citizens are equally worthwhile, I should say.
This is true.
Yes.
So along with everything else you're doing, you're going to return this country to its foundationary beliefs.
Of course. The foundationary beliefs. I'm going to bring it back to the roots, because that's what brought this country up. and it'll bring it up again.
Absolutely.
And then we can have a nice, good 300 years. And then if something in the future happens, that's the next guy's problem.
So, about the next 300 years, are we going to be reintroducing a nuclear war program, or have we learned our lessons that we will no longer be?
In the context of building up a nuclear arms race, or in terms of protecting people from nuclear arms?
Well, are we going to have them at all, or are we going to?
Yes, we have some in
save them
stockpile just in case China decides to launch again. So we have three
Is China
nuclear
in
warheads.
existence? So do we have verification that China is in existence?
We've had mixed reports. I just want to keep them just in case they spring back, just in case. Because what if they did spring back and we didn't have them? Then we'd be fucked,
Well,
So
I don't know.
unless people want this country to be turned into a wasteland, I'd say we keep them.
Okay.
Because, and also, what if other countries are still around? Like, what if France comes up and they have nuclear warheads and they launch them? What if other countries? I don't know other countries. The only important one is us and I think China, but other countries do exist, but I just don't really know them.
The European nation kind of
got
mixed
well,
up.
no, Europe is a country.
It's a whole country, yeah.
Yeah.
But would they have a reason to launch nukes at us at this point? For all they know,
it's better to be safe
gone.
than sorry.
Okay. Sure. But are we going to just hang on to the nukes that we have, or are we going to be actively looking?
We're building more.
Right.
Currently in our stockpile, we have some lovely schematics that we are reinvigorating to pack more of a punch. We've even worked on a new dirty bomb variant. So we took FEV and we decided we should weaponize this more. So we stuffed it in the nuke. This was my idea. I had some little dioramas that I was messing with for scientific and political inquiry. And then I had the FEV and then I had the nuke and I just put them together. And I was like, wait a second, this is a great idea. So then I took it to my scientists and I was like, look what I did. And they're like, oh my God, Mr. President, you're a genius. You're so smart. Your head is amazing. And they started working on them. And I think the FEV dirty bomb will lead to world peace.
So what? We just drop that on China and they all turn into super mutants and kill each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a great plan.
Works.
Yeah.
Sure. So they make their own and drop it on us, right?
That would require them both to make the specific bomb and the FEV.
But we don't know what they were doing before the war, do we?
I'm sure they weren't doing FEV because apparently from one of the response of one of the Chinese POWs that we captured, they were so horrified with the monstrosity we've created that they prompted to is this rated E for everyone or G or what is it rating for this broadcast?
Because I don't want to fall somewhere in the PG-13.
Okay. The Chinese agent that we captured went away forever on their own discretion because they were so horrified with these super mutants that we brought into the room. So I'm imagining that they didn't have any. But, who knows? They might. And if they do, then we have our own secure facilities. We can go and hide. And the bomb will drop and it won't be an issue.
All right. So we're building up the armies.
Yes.
Our educational system is slanted towards building up armies.
No. The education system is slanted towards building up patriots.
We're returning healthcare towards older style medicine. So
that's only for people who can't pay for the real healthcare.
Oh,
not the real healthcare. I meant
so we're rationing stim
medical supplies. Yes,
for
I like
the
that.
wealthy.
Yes.
Okay.
And the army.
And well, of course, they would get the best of medical supplies. Yes.
Of course.
Communication is going to be regulated by the government.
Of course. We need to make sure that there's no seditious activity going around.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think this is the construction crew. I thought this was the secretary, threw the grenade in, and I still hear the banging. So I want to say this is a construction crew. They're adding on an additional wing. I told them not to do this, but they just kept on doing it. So it's just,
It's fine.
yeah,
I haven't really noticed much. So,
okay, good.
what are you constructing there then? What do you
No,
need
it's
an
just
additional wing for?
it's just an additional wing to the base. I want a new office, because I like the idea of having multiple offices for different styles of pictures. You know, if I want one picture to be more, I am a blessing to the world, I have one office for that. And if I want one picture for it to be, this is what power looks like, I have that one. If I want one to be Americana, I have that one. If I want one for Christmas, I have that one. You know, it's for separate occasions.
Well, that's just lovely. So,
Yeah.
so you're currently stationed at the White Spring then, correct?
No, I moved out of that dump. Dear Lord, no. Listen.
Oh, gotcha.
That stuff is haunted. Gonna be honest. I think there's
probably
a ghost there. Yeah. I think there's a ghost there because we got reports that there was like a deep sea diver walking around looking for me. And that scared the shit out of me. So, move to a different facility. Codename CST. But, I'm not going to tell you much more because I don't want to be shot. Dear Lord, the amount of assassination attempts have been astronomically high. But on the flip side, they have not succeeded.
If people love you so much, why would they attempt to assassinate you?
Maybe it's like that one guy who shot one of that musician because he loved him so much. I don't know. That's what I'm imagining. Wasn't there one?
It's a Selena thing.
Yeah, Selena. I don't know who Selena is, but it sounds right.
Okay.
Maybe Lennon.
Lennon?
Yeah.
No, God, no. I'm not like him. Dear Lord, no.
Well, pretty much. I don't know. I guess
which
if you're going
Lennon?
to assassinate somebody, it's either because you hate them or love them. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I think we've covered most of the president's agenda.
Wonderful.
And president has no current plans to run in an election.
Well, I'm running. It's just I'm going to be running unopposed because, I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone is going to run against me because, like I said, it would be treasonous too.
So how long is your term? Are you sticking to the 4-year or are you going?
Yeah, 4 years, and then every 4 year I'm going to run again. Luckily, while there were plans for an amendment to fix that, never got passed. Thank God. So I can just keep on running for as long as I like.
So are you going to re-implement Congress then, or?
Yeah, we might. The issue is we only have one state, which is a big issue for that. So state Congress, yeah, but once we get to like 13, which is I think it's fair now, we'll re-implement it there. Which
there were,
should
how many commonwealths were there before the
13.
war? Okay.
But I say we start with 13 states. That's an easier number to manage, as well as we can just continue along the East Coast and then move out west because last I checked, there was some weird stuff on the West Coast. Kind of be honest, not any stuff I want to mess with. We had a whole research site there that was iffy.
You had an oil rig.
That's fake. You're imagining things.
Oh, there was no oil rig?
Correct. There was none.
Oh,
There is none.
I thought I heard about one.
No, you're imagining things. Well, I mean, oil rigs do exist, and they're cool. But, like, at the same time, there is no important oil rig.
The Enclave never had one.
Right. There is no oil rig. There's no bats. There's no aliens. There's certainly no chance that I'm leaving you anytime soon.
Pretty sure there's aliens. I'll send you a picture of an alien I took once while in the woods. I'll send it to you. It
sounds like you were
clearly an alien.
Sounds like you were high. Listen, I enjoy the occasional mentats, or day tripper, or puff out, or psycho, or psychotats, or any mixture of them all. But I know when to use them responsibly, such as right now. But at the same time, I'm not claiming that there's aliens around me.
All right, guys, got any more questions for President Dash?
No, I kind of covered what I had going through my head.
Wonderful.
Mav, got anything?
Nope.
All right, so Dash,
Hi,
Would
yes.
you like to reveal yourself?
Of course. Hi, I'm Dash. I'm a normal person. But yeah, no. Hi, this is me. I really don't know how to lead this because I'm just kind of going off of it. This is me, actual Dash, not President Dash speaking, by the way. So,
Well, just
yeah.
tell us how Dash came to be.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
President Dash, since
Which
Dash,
was
we
what
don't
I was
wanna know-
getting
We don't
at
want
when
to
I
know how
asked-
Dash came to be. We
Which-
want
Yeah.
to know
Which is
Yeah.
what I meant.
President
when
Dash came to be.
Mommy and Daddy love each other very much. That's what Dash
Yeah,
came
yeah,
to be.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This is PG-13.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So realistically, what it was a couple things. So, first of all, shocker to everyone, but I am relatively young. You guys might not know the specific age. I'm currently in college. And that's all I'm really going to disclose. But I'm sure you guys
That's
can
good
figure it out. But yeah, so I don't exactly have the old 90, 80, 70 voice that most politicians have, because you look at Eckhart's, you look at Dick Richardson, you look at Autumn, you not really look at Eden, but you listen to Eden. They all sound really, really ancient. And that's great, because that's how most politicians are. So I had to make my character a bit younger. And realistically, I thought it led to a lot of opportunities. Because you have someone who never really knew what the real America was like, trying to put the pieces back without any real, for lack of a better term, reference, based purely off of just what he read from history books, which were heavily propagandized. Because, pre-war America was a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
was like they were going back to World War II era stuff, locking people up. So obviously it was not a great place to be.
Right.
And again, the fact that it was heavily propagandized and living in Vault
McCarthyism
76
and everything was big.
Yeah, it was just terrible to be living back then. So you have that guy trying to put the pieces back and really just kind of walked into power, so to say. I've always made a thing where he's not really a smart guy. He's not really even terribly charismatic guy. He's just lucky, which is, I feel, works, and it's kind of the idea is a lot of what I do it because it's satire. It's supposed to poke fun at, what we have going on. I try to make fun of, both sides equally because I think that's the funniest. But, the whole idea of he always says stuff like, oh, I pulled myself up by his, bootstraps. But no, he only got where he was because he was literally born into the right family and just barely made it into power, which is kind of the idea. Oh, no, she left. I guess she didn't like that. Maverick Jaxxis, you guys there?
Yeah. So
Wonderful.
go ahead and continue. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
sure.
she'll be back. She might have had an internet drop there. That's okay.
All good.
Yeah, it's probably always the internet.
Actually, what I can do right now is I can go ahead and take a moment to say thank you to all of our listeners. If you'd like to, please subscribe, write a review for the Fallout Roundtable at RTB. Is it falloutrtb@gmail.com and at falloutrtb, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you would contact us on Twitter and our email. You can send us an email or you can go ahead and send us a message on Twitter. You can also find us on Discord. Mav will put that in the show notes down at the bottom because that's what he does. He does all that organizing stuff. That's right.
Do this. It's an executive order.
But yeah, right now, just go ahead and keep rattling on.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
I can edit shit out.
Wonderful, wonderful. And there's a lot of stuff where there was some stuff where obviously it would have happened, but I didn't want to do that part of it because I thought it was too close to home. Because first and foremost, it's supposed to be a funny character. I don't want a character that is satire of the American government in a game such as Fallout, which is meant to help people escape and make him feel very real to people. It's supposed to be something that's funny that you can look at and be like, okay, that's a funny bit. And, sometimes you might think that's interesting. Or it just be like, okay, that's just funny. Or maybe he's not funny. And I'm the only one who thinks he's funny.
Or this is freaking crazy and ridiculous that he's able to actually pull it off for an entire hour without Like,
Yeah,
your
true.
your ability to stay in character is quite impressive.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff where we'll be doing an event, and I will just openly refuse to leave character. Like we already have in-game or in-character explanations for a lot of the in-game stuff. Like we always say, fast traveling is vertebrating. But I'm like, I sometimes go too much, where it's like, okay, so whenever I crash, I always say that it's my character having a heart attack, but he has a CPAP built in, so just kind of ignore it. But it's just stuff like that where it's just like the show must go on, because I don't know if any part of this gave it away to our viewers and to my viewers, to your viewers, to the viewers. I am being fully sarcastic here, but I love theater. Shout out Wasteland Theater Company. They're amazing. You guys should definitely go and check them out. I don't know if I'm allowed to shout out someone else in here.
You can shout out whatever you want to, man.
Wonderful. Shouting out Wasteland Theater Company, shouting out President Dash. That guy's amazing. But like, it's just, I enjoy that show must go on mentality. And I also really love writing. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, like, there's one bit where we were doing a project with, Watoga. And I was like, what would be cool is if we had a manifest of all the stores and we counted all the individual items in them. And then that way we could be like, okay, we're selling out this store. Here's what it has when you buy it, So we literally had to go inside each room and was like, okay, there's one chair, there's two chairs, there's three mannequins, and promptly after a couple, I've had some of my people and they were like, Dash, we can't do this. And I'm like, no, we're still doing it. So I went and did some of it, and then I gave up because honestly, that was too much. There's a lot of stuff where I just like, I definitely have that like just got to do it mentality with it, which I think is a load of fun, because Fallout 76 is a sandbox experience. It's not a first-person shooter, not even really an MMORPG. I view Fallout 76 in the same vein that you view other sandbox games. It's a game for you to create your own story, which I really wish that they focus more on that, because that's how it was advertised. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this is awesome, And there's so many things we always talk about, like, little nitpicks things. There's stuff that, like, we selfishly want, which is like more Enclave gear. But there's also stuff that would be like really cool. Like if they, I know GTA, they do this where.
So you were talking about you were doing other projects and stuff like that. Do you have any projects coming up?
Let's see. I'm going to appear on a little clip with the 5-0 folks. I think this December. But we're also working on getting some more videos in the way. One of our guys who's great cinematographer, great at taking videos and editing them. He's recently had some more time freed up, so we're definitely going to be working more on that. Ideally, we're going to have some that are, more the traditional, like, look at us go, come join the ERA today. And then, of course, there are going to be some that are just going to be like, basically extended versions of those two scout troopers from the Mandalorian, just two soldiers goofing off, some funny stuff, and then some stuff that's, more traditionally Enclave. And then, some more, I guess, maybe a more dramatic thing. But I'm a little iffy on that because I'm not going to have a lot of time. And then there are just some other people that, might not have time for that. So ideally, shorts are probably the best thing to do. And it's easier to do comedy shorts than drama shorts, because comedy shorts is just a bit of laughs. With drama, you have to get people hooked.
Quips, yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is you can easily turn comedy into drama. You can't turn drama into comedy because when you do that, it ceases to become drama. But you could easily turn a comedy into a drama because it still has that trace comedic elements, which I think would be the best formula going forward. But it's definitely something I need to speak with some of my people about. Formulate, write down on a piece of paper. I'm really bad with that because I'm very like verbal with how I handle things. So it's like, I'll occasionally just be like, okay, I'm talking to one guy, you write down everything I say. Because I don't like writing stuff down. So, there's typically whenever we're in the chat, there's usually someone who's just writing down the stuff going on, getting a record of it all. And I know we could just record the chat, then I have to listen to my voice, and I don't like my voice.
Sassy's joined us back. Hey, Sassy,
hi,
welcome back.
Hey, I'm on my phone this time because our internet took a crap, or there's too many people home or something. Life of living in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm amazed my phone is holding up. So
Yeah.
So, where can people reach you at if they want to
Uh,
contact you? I mean, obviously you're on Twitter. What's
Yeah.
your handle there? And
I'm on
you know,
Twitter. You should just be able to look up President Dash. The specific handle is President_Dash_. But if you want to reach me on other platforms, there's PSN, which if you want to add me on that, go ahead. It should just be President_Dash, I want to say. And then on Discord, it's President space dash. The numbers are 4077. It's case sensitive. It's just capital P, capital D. I typically respond to any friend requests I get. But you can always shoot me a message and just specify like, hey, I saw you on the Fallout Roundtable. You're amazing. How can I give you money? And I'll respond to that.
So for your election campaign, exactly.
For my
Did you make
election campaign.
Are you part of the Great Hive Migration?
Great Hive Migrant? I don't think so. I'm gonna stick with Twitter till the bitter end. Because
no, I am too, but I just
Yeah,
I made it count
maybe.
to make sure I have my
Maybe.
name.
I might. True. Ugh. Yeah. That's fair.
I figured now's the
actually
time to
probably
make
have
sure I have my name.
Yeah, true. My thing is, I mainly joined Twitter because I thought that was funny. Because the idea of the president being on Twitter, like, it's very clearly based on a real president who used Twitter a lot.
I
don't
kind
mean
of got that impression when you started
Yeah.
talking about
So like
the
being
state of
on
the
Hive
country.
would like negate it a bit, But
Maybe.
yeah, that's
Maybe.
the idea. I'm definitely not joining Truth Social. But yeah,
Oh, God, no. I'm not doing
I
it
might
anymore.
join
I'm like,
Hive.
Hive, fine, nothing else. I'm like done. I'm like, there's too much. I'm not
I might
jumping
join
on every
Hive.
freaking platform. Only
Yeah.
because so many Fallout people did, and I'm like, I want to stay with my
True.
people.
True,
So,
true,
I mean,
true.
It's all
Yeah.
about the community, and I'm just going to go where the community goes. Like, a couple
That's
people
fair.
went here, a couple people went there, but then like literally everybody was going to Hive. I'm like, okay, fine.
That's fair. I'm
We're
gonna
trying
after this
it.
sign up for Hive, and my name's gonna be taken because someone watched this and thought it'd be funny. Take my name.
Nah, well, it's not released yet, so then we'll have to do it.
Oh, there we go.
before
There we go. That's good. That's good. So, people in the future watching this, get bent. But yeah, I guess I'll sign up for
You're
Hive
too late.
just purely to save my name. So if you just see
Exactly.
a account with no post, just President Dash, and then just like probably the
That'll
worst
be it.
picture of the dude I have.
do we have any
That'll be me.
other questions for you? Sassy, do
Any
we have
questions for us?
No, do we have any
That's
more?
an excellent
I
thing.
think that it-
How can I financially support you if I am a fan and I want to help support the show? How can I do that?
Our OnlyFans is coming.
Okay.
Actually,
Someone
I believe we
suggested that
do
for me
have-
and suggested it was
I
chin
believe we-
pictures.
I believe that. I believe
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
that was-
believe we do actually have an OnlyFans account.
That's
We actually
terrible.
are signed up for that. It's
Oh,
just
God.
I don't believe that, and this is the standard Weirzy shout out. I don't think he has gotten around to actually getting it.
It's
where it
out
needs to
there.
be in.
It's out there, but there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing
Okay,
on it.
that's
It's
good.
It's
That's
there.
good.
It's there.
Yeah.
So we actually do have an OnlyFans account for Fallout
Oh,
Roundtable,
God.
but
You can leave a tip there.
yeah,
God.
you can. And we should do a Patreon. I think
That's the viewers'
well,
duty.
that's-
I was.
something that
Oh,
we will
should
have
get the
to discuss.
Patreon going that we've been talking
We
about.
should.
too.
Okay, Patreon's
Yeah,
valid.
we absolutely should. I mean, and when we do, I will definitely hit you up.
Oh, God,
We
no.
will be asking. We will be asking you for donations.
Okay.
But otherwise, our socials are at Fallout RTB on Twitter. We are falloutrtb@gmail.com. And we do have Discord. You can find us through through Robots Radio Discord channel, or if you can find us, we're on there somewhere as Fallout Roundtable. You can literally chat us up on any way that you find us. Send us an email, send us a DM. You can send me a DM. You can send anybody on our cast a DM. You'll find our names in our channel description at the Fallout RTB on Twitter. I am thinking about making an account for the show on Hive. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Except me, because I don't have Twitter.
Except for Matt.
you
His
should get
name is
Twitter.
there, but he's not on it.
Twitter's
Yeah.
great.
It is great. There's a lot of people on there. I just don't think he has time for that kind of crap.
Fair. I like Twitter as a platform. I think it's reliable. Recent
I-
events may discourage me from saying that, but
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be fine once it all shakes out. It's just people
Yeah.
got to be patient. We're going to see
I
what
think people
happens.
just take things a little
It's-
too seriously sometimes. and
Yeah,
you just gotta wait for
I
the
think it's going to be
wait
fine.
for the blah 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 to die away.
Literally.
Exactly. I think it's going to be fine. That's why I'm not like jumping and whatever. It's just like it's whatever. I'll make a Hive account, but I'm not going anywhere from Twitter. And I think that's basically a lot of other people's stance too. I've met so many people on Twitter, tons and tons of people that I talk to every day. I've met people in real life from Twitter, and it's been a joy to like meet these people in real life. It's been great. So,
All right, I'm running
I've
out
learned a
of
lot.
time here, guys. So
Oh no, I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
we're gonna go ahead
Let
and
us
wrap this
wrap
up.
it up.
Definitely. Any final
And
questions?
it was-
Any like
It
burning
was a lot of
secret?
fun.
Nope.
I want to know. I want to know that the. I want to know the great burning. No, I don't really have anything. I mean, I asked you,
Wonderful.
and you denied everything. I want
Yeah,
to
I
know
know.
what the big book of secrets is.
The big book of secrets.
Do you have the big book of secrets?
Yes, it's currently sitting under my executive bed in my quarters.
Is it? Okay. Well, we'll have to
It just
talk about that
contains
someday.
one sentence.
Oh
It's in
yeah.
another fortress.
Oh. Oh, I figured it was Nuketash in DC.
Maybe. Maybe that's where
All
it
right.
was. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, you have to go find that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right then.
Well, this has
thank
been.
you guys very much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
And I know this has been a busy weekend, so we're
Indeed.
going to let everybody go.
Definitely.
And we will talk to y'all sometime.
Indeed.
This
Ciao.
This has been me.
Thank
This has
you.
been me.
Good night.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.